Okay, so on to the next track in the Craven's Crescendo custom series by Campbell Cravens. Now, we're currently on the Mike Shinoda album, Post Traumatic, which deals with Chester Bennington's death, right? We're 3 songs in at the moment. We did react to the very first 3 songs a while ago. So if you want the context to this entire thing, just go back 2 reactions in the series to Nothing Makes Sense Anymore, and I explain it there as to what we did, where we left off, and where we picked up from, and how we are carrying on. So the last track was About You. It was called About You. We did Nothing Makes Sense Anymore, and then this one, the one before that, was About You, and now we're on to Promises I Can't Keep, still keeping within the post-traumatic stress album, and going through it track for track, based on the ones that we haven't reacted to yet. This is a custom series that I'm doing for people at the moment. It's a really cool little product. Few teething problems that we had in the beginning, but we're ironing all of those out. But for anybody who wants more information on that, I will leave a link in the pinned comment. You guys let me know what you think of the series down below as well. So anyway, let's go. Promises I Can't Keep, Mike Shinoda. Let's go. I love the way he's doing these videos though.
What's the difference between a man and a monster? Is it somewhere between I can and I want to? Is it somewhere between...
So, what do you say there? Can?
What's the difference between a man and a monster? Is it somewhere between I can and I want to?
Hey, okay, I like that. What's the difference between a man and a monster? Is it the difference between a can and a want to? I want to do something, and then on the other side of that, I can do something. It's that affirmative, I can do it, or I want to, which kind of means like, do you really want to? Yeah, I want to do this, I want to do that. Everybody wants to do everything. But can you do it? Can you get up and do it? Right? I like that.
And a monster. Is it somewhere between I can and I want to? Is it somewhere between the promises I made and the fact I couldn't see something getting in the way?
Hey.
I used to think that I know what I want, never saw it coming unglued. I used to think that I know what I want, now it's time to see if it's true.
Hey.
I had so much certainty till that moment I lost control.
Hey.
And I've tried, but it never was up to me. I've got no worse enemy than the fear of what's still unknown.
Ooh.
And the times come.
This is a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful song. And again, I like the way it's almost like a psych session over here. I like the way he's working through his feelings and his emotions. And he's adding a lot of nuance to it as well. So this over here, I kind of feel like he's dealing with the fact that he was just thrown into this suddenly, right? So there's an element of complete shock and bewilderment. It's like my whole life just turned upside down over here. So I had particular promises that I made to people, right? That I stand by. Those were my standards, those were my morals, those were my virtues, and my promises meant something, and then this got thrown in the way, and then all of a sudden I can't keep any of those promises because I always feel that you do have the control. You always have the control, but yes, you get thrown into these things in life that you kind of feel like you're just going to give up all control because it's human nature to a certain degree where you just don't feel like doing anything. And it's like, and if I let people down, well, I'll let people down. I fucking don't care, man. At the moment, I don't fucking know what I am at the moment. And if I let people down, man. I mean, whatever. If I'm going to lose people because of it, it's just, you feel completely depleted. You feel completely lost, right? The things that once meant something to you no longer mean anything to you. You shelf that, right? And that all comes from the trauma of that sudden sort of realization that your best friend's gone or the person closest to you gone. So any sort of trauma that comes into your life, that realization throws you into all of that, right? So he can no longer guarantee anything to anybody. He can no longer guarantee any promises to anybody because he doesn't know. I mean, he can't even guarantee it to himself to a certain degree.
The fear of what's still unknown, and the time's come to realize there will be promises I can't keep. Between a loss and a forfeit, I tried to make it better, but I made it more sick. I tried to make it right, but now awake at night.
What's the difference between a loss and a forfeit? So, I try to make it. What did he say over there? Wait, that is a sick line.
Difference between a loss and a forfeit. I tried to make it better, but I made it more sick.
So I tried to make it better, then I made it more sick. Right, but what's the difference between a loss and a forfeit? A loss is something that you're battling, you're fighting, and then you lose. There's honor in that. I always say, like, there is honor in losing. And I even I can speak to my wife about this. I'm not about this participation. Nothing when it comes to my kid. You fight to win. You always fight to win. You fight to win every fucking battle in your life. And if it literally takes everything out of you, it will at least build character. You fight to win in everything in your life, right? And if you lose at it, there's honor in the loss. There's honor in the fact that you tried your hardest, you put your heart into it, and you lost. And you can step back and be like, why did I lose? There's honor in that, right? There is no honor in forfeiting. Zero honor in forfeiting. Oh, it's too hard, so I give up. There's no honor in forfeiting at all, right? So for me, I respect people that lose. I don't respect people that quit, right? And it's something that I am so vehemently instilling in my own child, where it's not participating is cool, have fun in the participation, right? But everything you do to win. Everything you do, that's the mentality you have. You do to win. And if you sit there, I give up because it's too hard and I quit, there's no honor in that. And that should irk you. That should irk you that when you forfeit, you should feel shit about it because there's no honor in that. Because if you lose, I can be like, you know what? You fought hard, man. And you know what? Next time, we do this different, we do that different, we do that different, and we inch further to the win. But if you say, oh no, this is too hard, I give up. There's no honor in that. So yeah, I love that.
I tried to make it right, but now awake at night, I know reality was getting in the way. I used to think that I knew who I was, never saw it come.
You never know who you are. How many times have I said this in every single reaction? And this basically confirms that, right? Everybody says, I know who I am. No, you don't, and you never will. Right? It's the most erroneous thing that anybody can say. And it kind of is like it's a line that's just thrown out there these days. It's like, oh no, I know who I am. This is my true self. You don't know who your true self is. Because the moment the world throws you something that's out of your comfort zone, that you've never experienced, like death or like a traumatic thing, whatever, you don't know how you're going to act in that situation. You are always forever adapting and evolving. You will be a different person all the way up until your deathbed. You will learn something new about yourself. You never know who you are. You're always discovering that.
I used to think that I knew who I was, never saw it coming unglued. I used to think that I knew who I was, now it's time to see if it's true. I had so much certainty till that moment I lost control. And I've tried, but it never was up to me. I've got no worse enemy than the fear of what's still unknown. And the time's come to realize there will be promises I can't keep.
I like that he actually says over there that I have no worst enemy than the fear of the unknown, right? But I like that I mean, it's pointless fearing the unknown. Like, why be anxious, and why be down about in advance of something, right? You don't know what's coming around the hill, so what's the point of being like? There's going to be so many moments in your life where you'll get that opportunity. Trust me, trauma and tragedy and strife is always around the corner, and you're going to experience it, no doubt. Every single human being is going to experience it. Why put yourself in a state of trying to experience that in advance? That's one side. But then the fact that he's tied that into the promises line is actually really great, because he's basically saying he's got a really strong attachment to the promises that he makes to people. But in the state that he has at the moment, why he fears the unknown is because he can't assure you that he can keep those promises. Now that tie-in is really, really great, because he's actually attaching it to a virtue. He's attaching it to his sense of morality, and he's saying like, I'm a man that keeps my promises. I'm a man that what I say is what I do. And in the state, it actually shakes me, because the unknown is I don't know what's around the bend because of the situation that I'm currently in. And why it shakes me to my core is because I don't know if I can keep the promises that I made to you, right? Because of what I'm going through at the moment. So I like that he attached that to a virtue, and it's not just like left up in the air of like, well, I just fear the unknown, right? Which is a very irrational fear, but we all have it either way, right? But I like that he attaches it to that. It's like, I've got this irrational fear because of my attachment to my strong attachment to my virtues and my morals of keeping promises to people. So I like that, and I like the fact that that's what I'm saying, he's added a lot of nuance to his feelings and his emotions, and he's kind of he's gone off the road of this dealing with the death, but it's gone into his own personality and his own traits and how that's being affected by all of this. Really, 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 I really enjoy it. I think this album's fantastic.
So much certainty till that moment I lost control. And I've tried, but it never was up to me. I've got no worst enemy than the fear of what's still unknown. And the time's come to realize there will be promises I can't keep. Promises I can't keep.
I like that he's also on this, again, I'm not entirely sure if this is completely, if this is by design, but the fact that like he's on the Ferris wheel where it's just like we're just going round and round and round in circles, and it's kind of speaking to his psychological state at the moment. I'm not sure if that is something that he intended to do, but I would just keep picking these little things up that really just do tie into his overall psyche in the videos, which I don't know, maybe I'm just looking into it a little too deeply. You guys let me know what you think about this track. This fire, man. This album is absolutely fire. I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.